Welcome back and good afternoon for another great episode of Undressed with Paul and Patrick, Little Snow White 90210.
Hello, Undressedistas. I'm excited because we have been talking with this next guest for quite some time.
He's hot.
We were actually going to do his coffee reading, and we were going to do his
He's gorgeous.
on virtual because he's from Canada.
He's sexy.
Toronto.
He is so fine.
He is a ice hockey player. I think he's a former ice hockey pro player.
He plays with a big stick.
I bet he does. We have Brock McGillis in the Paul at 2 Beverly Hills Boutique. Hi, Brock.
Hi. Oh, I love that intro. I'm going to take you two across the country with me on tour. So
I know,
you can
right?
Give
We
me
could
everywhere I
be
go.
like the...
You're my hype crew.
Yeah. We can start it up.
Yeah, you want to
We
do
could
it?
do- of
All right,
course.
we're going. We're
love
going.
it. Ready to go.
As long as Snow White comes too.
Of course.
I know.
Are you
She's
kidding me? We
pretty
don't go
amazing.
anywhere without Snow White.
Perfect.
Besides, if we don't have Snow White, nobody would talk to us.
You know, it's the only reason I came here.
It
Was to meet Snow White.
I
They
feel
never
it.
want to meet us, just Snow White.
You got to hold her.
That's
I
funny.
did
You
get
got
to
to carry
hold
her
her.
down.
I know.
She loves hot men.
How was she?
She
was
loves
fine,
hot
right?
Oh, she cuddled right into me.
Yeah.
We had a
Be
moment.
jealous, everyone.
We had a moment.
We had a moment. Aww.
Oh my
After
God.
Palm Springs and all of the boys you were with.
Hey.
Let's not even talk about that.
Hey, what's
Oh,
happens
I-
in
should-
Palm Springs
Stays on
in
Palm
Instagram.
Springs. Oh my God. Brock, you are a pro ice hockey player in Canada. Very well known, actually, right?
Yeah.
Like you played ice hockey for how many years?
Gosh, I started when I was like 5 or 6.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Okay.
And like I think in Canada we come out of the womb with hockey skates on. Like literally
Probably.
those poor women, like they're
Yeah.
pushing babies out and they have skates on already.
Yes.
course.
But so because it's winter like 10 months of the year.
Right.
Which I was hoping when I came here it wouldn't be winter, but like what's going on outside?
It's raining.
I know.
You brought
I
it
hate
with
this.
It's my fault.
you. Yeah.
Yes, usually it's sunny.
I know. I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I was
You
like,
have fucking snow in Toronto right
okay.
now.
Oh, we're
right?
allowed to swear on here?
I do.
Yeah, great.
You can
Because
say whatever you like.
yeah, I was fucking pissed when I got here and I saw this weather and
Because
and
you
it was-
wanted to be shirtless
well, I at
and
least
bare ass naked.
well, yeah,
We
a little
get it.
bit. I
We
wanted
get it.
a little sun. I mean, I was touring across Canada and
How
I was
white
like,
are you? Are you white?
I'm white.
You're just like
I'm white. I like fluorescent.
Because you don't
white.
even have a tan.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
know. I'm
God.
very aware. I was touring across Canada and there was one stop in like Manitoba. It was -50.
What?
-50.
What do you
Does
wear?
the heater even work?
Like, what do you wear in
yeah.
minus 50?
There's nothing you can wear.
You can't.
It's just it doesn't matter. Like you could have all the furs or parka or anything, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't work.
No, nothing works. You just like sprint in and out of like
Oh my
vehicle
God.
to.
That sounds painful.
We just got back
It's
from
awful.
Amsterdam and Germany, and it was fucking freezing. And I told my husband we're never going to Northern Europe in the winter
I can't
again.
do it.
No,
I
no,
mean, I'm
like
cold
south
now,
of
and It's
France,
at 56 degrees.
Italian Riviera. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
it
it.
was.
Yeah,
It was
no, I can't
literally.
do it.
I mean, it was beautiful.
It's
and
gorgeous.
and it was where were we when the snow started coming down? That was so nice.
It was very pretty.
Yeah. Oh,
And
London.
then-
That was UK. That
And then
the
I was
UK.
like,
Southampton.
Southampton.
Yep.
And then I was like, it's pretty, but can we go back
Yeah,
and
he's
then
like,
watch it from inside
"Done."
with the heater
Yeah.
underneath the blanket?
Oh yeah.
Because that's what it seemed like.
And just taking like an Instagram, like a story, and then it's there
but
forever.
it's but
Exactly.
but it truly is kind of magical when we live on the West Coast and we don't understand what that is. We drive 2 hours and we have snow. We drive 5 minutes. We're at the beach. We
Yeah.
drive another 5
It's
minutes.
cool.
We have everything.
Well, does Toronto have beaches?
Yeah,
But it's
Lake.
the Atlantic,
Like,
right? So it's cold.
No, where we are, it's one of the Great Lakes in Lake Ontario. So it's like,
Oh.
yeah, but I wouldn't go in that water. So
You
like,
wouldn't?
I avoid the beach there. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Tell me you haven't gone skinny dipping there, please.
Not there. We have like,
Yeah.
So we have like our version of the Hamptons. It's called the Muskokas, and that's
Oh,
where
yeah.
like Harry
Yeah.
Hamlin, Lisa Rinna, and like Cindy
Oh,
Crawford. and
so
all
you want to
that.
go
Yes.
skinny dipping with famous
Oh,
people?
Well,
not
that's-
just
that's-
regular people.
I'll
Wait a
skinny dip
minute.
there, yeah.
Is that where Pamela Anderson bought a cabin or something?
Probably.
I think so, right?
Yeah,
She did a
so-
cabin there. Yeah, because
Oh,
she's
I
from
love that.
Canada.
She's from
Yeah.
she's from Vancouver, Victoria, and
Yeah.
but like it's so over there. Like okay, there's nice beaches there.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that's
But,
on the
like,
west side.
Yeah, but where Pamela is,
Yeah.
Victoria's gorgeous.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah, we've
absolutely
been to
stunning.
We've been to
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stunning.
British Columbia.
You're
Yes,
on
yeah.
the north,
Yeah.
the east side.
Yeah, and like I'm just like straight up from like New York.
And then Montreal is what, 2 hours from you?
It's like a 45-minute
I
flight.
love Montreal.
Montreal's great.
And they
I
speak
lived
French.
there for a couple of years.
Oh, you
It was
did?
beautiful.
Do you speak
yeah.
French?
I understand it better than I speak it today. I don't use it very much.
But
Okay.
don't they speak French there all the time?
Totally. Where I'm from,
Yeah.
where
Montreal.
I'm from outside of Toronto, it's like 50% French.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I never use it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's Canada's an interesting place. It's very unique.
I like Canada.
I love Canada.
I love Canada.
I think
Yeah.
it's clean. People are friendly. They're a little dated, but I think the traditions and cultures are what it is. They're followers. They're not leaders in anything. So they just like the peace and the space and the comfort that they're used to.
Yeah, we
That's
end
all.
up being a little behind on things.
Yeah.
A little. Like a lot.
No
Brock,
comment.
you need a little bit closer to your microphone so you can hear.
Sure.
Just a little bit closer.
Like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
one
we
thing
do.
I loved about Canada is when I went to Wappinger, we
Here,
went
put another
to
pillow behind
Niagara
you.
Falls, and the American side was so dirty, and then you went over to the Canadian side, and
it's
it was like a million housekeepers cleaned this place. It was gorgeous.
We take pride in our country. It's
Yeah.
like all the shit going on right now down here, and like
What
us-
shit? Look at it's beautiful in Beverly Hills.
No, but I just mean like us becoming the 51st state and all that. Like you want to piss off a Canadian. Say
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, wait, that's for our hot topic later. We're going to get into that, actually.
Understood. Got it. But
'Cause we need
like,
some hot topics.
Trudeau is so handsome.
do you know what? In person, so he's a good-looking guy, but in person, he's so fucking charming.
Yeah,
He
he's
might be.
charismatic.
Oh,
I think
like-
he
met him.
learned.
Yeah, I have. And my partner one day looked at me. We were the first time I met him. We're at an event, and my partner looks at me and goes, "Okay, I get it now." Like,
Yeah.
It's like Clinton. When you first meet Clinton, he's a great public speaker. He's got presence. But then when you meet him, you just melt in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Kevin Costner.
Same thing.
really,
I never thought Kevin Costner was hot or
Hugh
anything.
Jackman, same
If
thing.
you're in front of Kevin Costner and you touch him,
Yeah.
oh my God, you get a hard on instantly. It's insane.
Hugh
Oh my
Jackman
God, you get a
too.
chub.
yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They just have
Well,
that
Hugh Jackman
something
for
about
him.
Well, I
Well.
hope when I leave here today, you're saying that about me.
Well, you do have the
Oh,
name. Why did
okay.
they give you the name Hot Brock? Who gave you the name Hot?
Yeah.
You are
Jeff-
hot. So
Jeff
who gave you the
did.
name Hot Brock? Jeff did.
Yeah,
Because
I just
you met Jeff, or how did
I've
that
never met
happen?
him.
Okay. Got
So-
Oh, because you
I-
call.
So what happened was I would listen to the show every once in a while. I didn't know really flipping out. I didn't like.
Yeah, you
I-
don't.
I
Wait, you
saw-
listen from Canada.
Yeah.
So Jeff, we do have listeners in Canada.
Yeah, me. You're welcome. No, so I would listen, and I find my work kind of gets a little serious at times, and I can't really like fuck around.
Right.
So I would call in and say things a little like, push some boundaries.
Outrageous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be a little more outrageous and
Okay.
push some boundaries, and I could on there because it's like it doesn't like it's.
Because nobody in Canada is listening.
That
You're in
part.
America. Who
And
cares?
I'm sort of anonymous when I do it. So
Yeah.
it was fun. And then I got to know Shane a bit and we've become buddies. And so then I started, Shane told Jeff kind of who I was and whatnot. And then he started calling me Hot Brock. And then it's sort of.
You're
gone
hot.
off
I
from
mean,
there.
of
Thank
course
you.
you are.
How often
I
do
mean,
you
you're a
work out
hockey
in the
player.
gym?
How often do I work out in the gym? Every day.
Yeah, I can
You
tell.
still do?
Oh, yeah. I was at the gym this morning.
God.
I might go back.
I really
Isn't
wish
that
I could
cardio.
every day.
You mean you go back the second time?
Yeah, maybe.
What's the
wanna come?
allure?
Well, there's hot men.
Right.
It's filled with hot men.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in
Sweaty hot
a
man.
relationship, right?
Yeah, but I can look.
Oh, you just can't touch.
I just can't touch.
No, I think you want people to look and admire you more.
Yeah, I'm a
And you
I'm a narcissist.
and
I'm a
you-
complete narcissist
Wait,
and,
what's
and
your
an
sign,
attention
Brock?
whore.
What's your
That's what
sign?
it
I'm a
is.
Libra.
You want people to go, oh yeah, look at his biceps. Oh yeah, oh that's hot, Brock. Oh yeah, he's got a big stick he plays with. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, 100%.
Does your fiance go to the gym every day? Twice
no,
a day?
no, he doesn't go twice a day. He does berries. He likes a berries class. I
like
want to
berries.
do
Like
my
a
own
Do you
thing.
have berries and
We do.
Oh,
Yeah,
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 like
yeah.
most
I want to do my own thing. I don't want to go.
Yeah,
there,
you
so.
want to do your own thing because you want to stare at the mirror for 5 hours.
No, I don't do that.
They're gonna
there-
stare at him.
no,
for
no,
You're
five
no,
looking
hours.
at that
no, no,
bicep.
no.
Look at that curve.
I want
man.
other people to stare at me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't want to stare at
Yeah,
myself.
but no. You're looking in the mirror to see who's looking at you and whose attention you're gonna get.
It's like those videos.
I don't go down to that section.
It's like,
Listen.
do you see the TikTok video where the girl is on the treadmill and she's walking on the treadmill and she's running, and then this hot guy comes on the treadmill next to her,
and she's
then
flipping her hair,
tossing her,
she's
getting
like
all ready for him,
bringing her
and then he
skippies
rolls
down.
up his shirt, pulls his pants
he's
down,
like-
he's got a G-string, and he's like running like a queen. It's so funny.
And she's like,
I love
"Oh
that.
my God, he's doing it so much better than me.
I love
He's
that.
gonna get attention for
I
fuck
love
me."
that.
So
I
she, like-
can't pull that off though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in me to pull off the whole G-string thing, but I'd be happy if somebody else was beside me doing it.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
That's
There you
why
go.
you're at the gym. Maybe that's why I hate the gym. I don't like the gym.
He hates the gym.
Really?
I hate the gym.
Why?
When we were in the
hates
specific
it.
private room, I liked it.
Okay.
I liked the private room when the guy is telling me what
Yeah,
to
like a
do, or
personal
even if he's not
trainer.
telling
Yeah.
me what to do.
Brock, work on your coffee
I
before it gets
liked,
cold, 'cause
I
you're gonna
like the
flip it.
privacy.
We're gonna
of
flip
that
you.
area. I didn't like when you're among all these random people that have nothing to do all day,
Yep.
and I'm thinking to myself, don't you guys have a job? How could you be here? And then if I happen to go there twice, you know, because I do like a routine or whatever, or at night sometimes they do like a workout class, and I like the workout classes.
funny.
And I'm like, the same people are still there. I'm like, did you not go home? Do you not have a life outside of the gym? And I'm looking at you, and your body's the same as mine. I'm not sure you should be here for 8 hours.
I know.
Most
I don't
people go there
understand.
and they don't fucking work out.
No.
Yeah.
They just sit around.
I know.
They
I
just
work
sit-
out. I work with the trainer when
Yeah.
I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Paul, infamously, it was really fucking funny because I always worked out with a trainer
That's the part.
a couple
That's
days
part
a
of
week.
what I love about the
And
gym.
so I finally said, okay, you have to go to the gym. You gotta.
So I would go with him.
Right.
I don't have a problem.
So my trainer would be training me. He would go right behind me.
do
Whatever the
everything he
trainer
was doing.
did, he would do what the trainer did for me. And then he would
What's
do
wrong
it.
with that?
Have you seen that? There was an episode of Will and Grace where Grace did that.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
she
like,
didn't want
what's
to
wrong with
spend
that?
on.
That's my
Yeah.
husband. It was funny because
and it's not that we
You're
don't
Grace
have
Adler.
and it's not that we don't have the sessions. We do. I have extra sessions. I can
You
do
just
it.
don't wanna use them.
But why? Because he's going to tell me to do the same thing that he's telling him to do.
Yeah.
So isn't it the same?
Yeah, just hide on like behind some like
I'm not
workout
hiding.
he
balls.
doesn't even
I'm
hide.
like-
He's so ballsy. He just gets up and
And then I tell him, could you fix the thing for me because I can't do
and
his
then
weight?
my trainer's like, okay,
Like he's not allowed to do
okay,
that.
fine. That's
I'm like,
fine.
well, what do you mean not allowed? You're not telling me anything.
See,
you work here.
You would like the gym then if you found the hottest guy in there and you just followed him around, did what he did.
That would be me.
No.
Follow me.
No.
Go follow me.
You know, the crazier thing is, I don't see other men
Yeah.
the way I see him. And they could be hot. They could be chiseled. They could be, you know,
That's sweet.
a God's given gift with a schlong that's from here to I don't know where.
Yeah.
When you have steak, why look at spam?
It's insane because
Filet
I'm
mignon,
so
all right?
because I'm so emotionally also connected to him
funny.
that I don't see anyone else in any other capacity but just as another human.
Right.
I can appreciate the beauty. I look
Yeah.
at girls, I look at guys. I mean, Jordan's hot, but I don't see guys
Jordan is hot.
in
Yeah, he is
any
hot.
other way than just
Respectfully, Jordan.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see
We don't hire ugly people here.
Neither do
like
I.
I don't ever see them that way. So when I'm
Yeah.
looking at the people at the gym, I see the workout that they're doing,
Yeah.
or I see if they're focused
Right.
on that workout, giving them a specific, you know, they're doing their lats or whatever it is, and I'm like, oh, so that's what that machine is
But
for.
we're committed to each other. We've been together 21 years together,
And that's beautiful.
We're totally, like you're committed to your
Yeah.
your fiance. You
And I
guys are-
refuse to go to
We're
Palm
we're
Springs.
monogamous.
Same.
We're,
Same.
we're
and I
yeah.
refuse to go to Palm Springs.
I don't
Yeah,
get it.
I only went for work.
Yeah, but I don't,
That's what it's called
but
for
do
you.
But do you
Hey,
get it?
whatever pays the bills, honey.
No, I refuse to go. I don't even care if they pay me.
Oh my god.
I don't want to go.
Everyone has a number.
I don't want to. You know what? I've lived
What would
here,
my number be? Let me think.
I've lived here my whole life, and if I go to Palm Springs, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
We have a lot of friends that have beautiful homes and parties
Yeah.
all day and night. But I just feel like it's such a temptation of something that I don't need to partake in, not at this juncture of my life.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, I respect
Does that mean does that make sense?
I don't
And I don't fault
understand
anybody
these
for
couples that are doing 3 ways and 4 ways and having sex outside of the relationship. It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me either, but I will say this.
Yeah.
Like, do whatever you want to do. I really don't give a fuck.
Right.
But gay couples have the lowest divorce rate.
I know. I did know that. Yes.
So
yes.
and lesbians have the highest.
They do?
Gay
Oh, yeah.
couples
Gay
have the
men,
lowest
divorce
divorce rate, but their relationship is so unconventional
Well, not all of
that
them.
it's not.
But I wonder if that's why their divorce rate's so low.
No.
Oh my gosh.
But going back to the gym, next time I'm in the city, you have to come with me.
I'll go with you.
We'll go work out
That
together.
would be
We'll
fun.
go
Where do you
work out
work out at?
Varies when I'm here at Equinox usually, but I can go anywhere.
The gayest
Like,
ones.
Yeah, of course.
All the gay ones. I
Yeah.
go to the straight gyms.
Do you?
I don't know.
See, I'm a sucker for a straight guy, so I like the straight gym.
Is your fiance kind of straight?
No.
No, looking.
Oh
or
no. He's got like this resting bitch face. He's just beautiful. I'll show you a picture after. He's
My
gorgeous.
husband has
and-
resting bitch face.
and
I don't. I'm beautiful.
it's just frozen
I
that
think
way.
I have a very sweet face.
It's just frozen that way.
I'm very approachable.
You are.
I'm approachable.
How are
I
you
don't.
approachable?
I don't. Listen.
How are you approachable?
I'm confident, and that maybe sometimes gives out the demeanor of I may be like a bitch because I'm accomplished.
I
I'm
may be
well
like a
cultured.
bitch.
I'm rich.
I'm rolling my eyes.
All this stuff, but it doesn't mean that I'm not approachable. I'm approachable.
Oh,
and
for sure
people,
you are.
People approach me all the time.
See, Matt's a sweetheart, but he looks like he'd be a bitch, so people don't approach him. And yet he's
They approach you more than they approach him.
Yeah, and he's nicer than I am.
Oh, he is.
Oh yeah, and people like him more than me. I'm like the other guy in the relationship.
Wait, what's his sign?
He's a Leo.
Oh,
Libra and a Leo.
interesting.
I
That's
don't know
an
what that
interesting
combination is, but if
combination.
it's working for you,
Hey,
how
so
long
far
have you
so
guys been
good.
together now?
8 years.
Oh, how
Wow.
sweet!
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
We actually met on Grindr.
Oh my god.
No, but here's
So your dicks met first.
no, they didn't. So here's what happened. I know it's weird. We met. I was just out of a 4-year relationship. My ex cheated on me. I walked in on it
Oh my god.
on New Year's Eve.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
messy, living together the whole bit. So I'm like,
Wait, who was he cheating with? Somebody you know.
yeah, who wanted to hook up with me, and thought it was a way in the door.
Oh my god.
It was a one-night thing.
And you're telling me that the
And you walked in
divorce
on them.
rate for gays
Wait,
is
wait,
less.
wait.
Hello.
How did you walk in on them?
So it was New Year's Eve. We were out, and then he was a little too drunk, and we got kind of I knew the owner of where we were, and they're like, "Hey, he's got to go." So I
Right.
brought people back for a little party, and couldn't find them. So there was a bunch of us. I was making drinks and
Right.
whatever. Couldn't find them. Went off, looked in the bedroom, and
There they were.
Oh
There they
my
were.
god. And there's no excuse. Being
and I
drunk,
left.
You left.
And the party cleared out. I left.
Yeah.
They were both texting me, apologizing. I come back and I walked in on them fully fucking. Oh yeah.
So
I walked in on them twice,
Twice?
that night.
twice.
But the first time
and they're apologizing in between.
yeah,
So the first time nothing was happening.
they were like making out or something, and the second time was that.
But in the second time, the first time you're like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm out of here,
Right.
and just need some time to decompress, collect my thoughts.
Yeah.
Came back later and walked in on it. So we ended, and
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna go through a hoe phase. Like I was like, I'm single.
And you did
I'm
not go through
heartbroken. Like
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, that's why you set up the grinder.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went on Grindr and met Matt.
Wait, how many times did you hook up before you met Matt?
Honestly,
Every hour on the hour.
no. I maybe once.
Oh,
Yeah, we met like almost right after,
Oh wow. Okay.
and I thought he was gonna be a hookup.
Yeah.
So he came out for drinks with some friends of mine, and then I thought we were just gonna go.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went to used to be called Thompson Hotel. Now it's the One Hotel
Yeah, yeah.
in Toronto.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a diner, and it was 24 hours. And we sat in a booth. We went back there. We got some food, and we sat in a booth and talked until 8 in the morning.
Wow.
Didn't
That's
even
what we
know
did.
how
The first
time passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we
Sweet.
did the first night, babe. When we met, all we did was talk.
Well,
all
you
night
wouldn't
long.
shut up.
Oh my god.
And
He's so mean.
you loved it.
Yeah. 21 years together.
You're here. You're here.
Can I
Yeah,
say
bitch.
that I loved when we first met initially, it was at our friend's loft.
Yeah, in New York.
And
We met in New York.
when
Cool.
he walked in, I looked at him, and there were naked men all around me, naked girls all around me.
What the fuck were you doing?
I was at Bryant Park Fashion Week
Designer
'cause I was
fashion
Oh
show.
god.
showing
Oh,
the
it
new
was
collection,
that fashion
and
week.
I was in front of.
I
the-
thought you were at some like
It wasn't
No.
a sex
crazy
club.
orgy.
I was unveiling the new collection, and
my
I was doing all the interviews about the inspiration and all this stuff. And so the models were there. They were trying on clothes. They were doing a photo shoot at the same time. It was the whole thing at the studio. And when he walked in, I kind of lost myself. I gasped for air. But then he pulled
so
me,
sweet.
pushed me against the wall, and gave me a kiss.
I did.
And then when I came to my senses, he goes, "Let's go hang out in New York City." I mean, it's like 1 a.m., so who doesn't it? I mean, that's when everything starts,
New
right?
York is
Yeah.
24 hours.
Oh, I love New York.
and
Yeah.
I would not want to go anywhere with him until he told me where he was staying.
Yeah.
Which hotel. And he's like, "Well, we're not going to go back to the hotel." And I'm like, "Well, no. That's not why I was asking. I thought maybe you'd be an axe murderer. I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't even know your name."
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not an axe murderer.
And did you want to make sure that he had at least a decent hotel that he was staying at?
Duh.
No, I
Of course that's
I
why.
would have no. I would
What if he was staying at the Motel 6? Or
I would've
Super 8?
went.
Sitting here right now.
I would have probably went, but it would have
Bullshit.
been a different story.
Bullshit.
But then after 20 minutes, he's like, "You mean you're not going to go anywhere?" I go, "No, I'm fine here. I don't need to go. I'm fine." Because there's a certain part of me that needed to validate what my intuition was saying
Yeah.
and what my person was being so that I can lean into it.
Right.
And after 20 minutes, he realized he has to tell me or I'm just not going to go anywhere. So he was, with his little ego and, badass with his trench coat and three-piece suit. He goes, "I'm staying at the Waldorf." And he thought, "Sure, I'm getting a
Wouldn't you
blowjob
be like,
right now.
Wouldn't you be like, okay, the guy's at the Waldorf.
This bitch is going to be on his knees now." And I go,
Not my husband.
"Yeah." And then I turned around to him and I said, and he just looked at me like with this gleam, like, "Oh my God, like this is it." And I looked at him and I said, "In the regular section or in the towers?" And at that point,
Brock, right? That's a bitch move.
That is a
No.
bitch move.
but at that point, he stood up 6'2.5". He was about 5'11" or 6 at that point. He stood up like a 6'2.5", like I know.
5'11". I've never been
Just-
5'11" in
The
my life.
switch went off
He was
inside
born
of
at
him.
6'1".
But the switch went off inside of him, and he turned around to me and he goes, and it could have gone both ways. It could have been like, "I'm out.
Yep.
Fuck this shit." And I would have known. I'm like, "Hey, that's not the person." And then when he stood tall and he looked at me and he said, "I have a 1-bedroom suite with my own key card in the towers. Do you want to go hang out somewhere?
Sure. Where
just
would you like to
see?
go?
Just in
Yeah.
And the way he did it at that point and the demeanor that he had and the way he spoke was very different than the person that had just walked in. And at that point I said, "Wherever you want to go."
I think it was I knew, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
just knew that connect. When you met Matt, did you know that connection right
When
away?
he
Yeah.
sent you the dick pic. I want to know
No,
when
no.
he sent you the dick
He
pic.
didn't.
So the whole time you're having a conversation, you're not even talking about Grindr.
No, nothing. We actually, and then I wouldn't date him for a year.
A
You
year?
wouldn't date him for a year.
What?
And he kept, wherever I would go out,
Yeah.
he would end up being there.
So for
So
1
he-
year after this coffee shop, you're not dating,
We would hang
but you
out.
didn't hook up either.
No, we started
Well, of course
hooking
you
up
hooked
about,
up.
no, not that night. We
Not with
started,
him, but with other people for a year.
no, barely. Like I would hook up with him a little bit
Okay.
here and there, but I
Okay.
wouldn't date him.
Oh.
I was broken. I knew I wanted to be with him, but I was so broken from my last relationship. I
That's
was like, if I start dating you now,
It's
Right.
going to be over.
it's going to be over before it starts.
Right.
Wow.
And I knew that.
That's sweet.
But but he hated it. He was impatient and he wanted to date me and I secretly wanted to date him.
Yeah.
But I just wouldn't. I knew he had some you go on your journey. You have to go figure out who you are as a human being.
And let me
He had some
get
growing,
this out of my
and I had some
system
growing
or
and
whatever.
And were
evolving.
you playing pro hockey at this time?
No, I was retired at
You
that
were
point.
retired.
Yeah,
When did you retire? At what age?
I retired at 28.
Oh wow, isn't that young to retire for?
With
Yeah.
$300 million in your bank account. I love that.
I retired at 28 because I had a lot of injuries in my career and dealing with the whole sexuality thing
Right.
and hockey.
Well, how many
'cause
years ago is this where that probably you're
even
one of
today,
the first?
I was the first
Yeah.
gay.
You were the
professional-
first to come out, right?
Who's that
in
other
men's
famous
hockey.
hockey player from Canada? Everybody knows.
Wayne Gretzky?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
I met him. No.
You met him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
cool.
sweet. Very
His
cool
wife
guy.
was a model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
sweet guy.
But so yeah, I struggled so much. I was like self-harming, drinking, like
wow.
just from 15 years old, like just
I mean,
broken.
But
because
did you know back then you were gay?
I knew in 06.
Oh, you did.
I mean, the fact that you were born with skates on and a hockey, hockey puck and a hockey stick, and you're like, that's going to be my career, and there's no representation in any capacity for you, and no space for you to be.
And isn't
you.
that hard being like
Very complicated.
Like ice hockey is a very manly sport.
Well, that's the thing, right? So not only was there no representation, but the
Right.
language in the locker room, the behaviors, the attitudes were homophobic.
yeah,
Of course.
So I was like, I can't be gay. And hockey was my identity.
Right.
So I was like, I can't lose that. That's
Yeah.
who I am. That's what I've been known as.
Yeah.
So I suppressed it. I dated women. I was
you
like,
did?
oh yeah, until I was 23. I was like a man whore hockey bro. Like I was like your stereotypical jock guy.
Wow.
But people around me thought I had this cool life. I began my friends into clubs at like 16 years old.
Yeah.
Bar owners would be bringing us shots and like be walking through malls signing autographs. Like,
Well, you're famous. I mean,
that
you're
life-
you're in a world that is
Yeah.
celebrated.
and as a kid, like
Right.
16.
Of course.
17.
When you started playing pro, when you were how old?
I started playing the top levels of junior, which is just below. Some people consider it pro. I was 16 or 17.
Wow, that's young.
And then I moved to like on, and then until I
Yeah.
retired. But you got treated like a mini god.
yeah.
But they didn't know I was going home at night and crying. I hated myself. I wanted to not exist. I wanted to die. And
That's
like,
harsh.
It was.
Well, because you're listening too in the locker room. I'm sure the locker room chat is they don't like gay people.
Oh, it was fag this, gay
Yeah.
that, blah blah blah. Every second word was cocksucker. Like it was just nonstop.
And you just
Right.
wanted to suck some cock.
That's all I wanted to do. Like,
all you just want to do is suck some cock.
and then everything in the locker room is everyone's naked all the time,
Right.
and it's like the most homoerotic place in the world. No, it is. It really is.
sure.
And you're sitting there, and you're like, you don't want to, like, they just check each other out nonstop, but you don't want to look because you don't want them to think you're
Right.
gay, and then
But they're checking each other out because they want to see their bodies in shape. They're this.
Yeah,
They're that.
they're just like, I don't know.
It's
But
just
aren't
a
there,
man thing.
Guys,
aren't there a
just
lot
guys.
of gay men in hockey now, or
To this day,
do you feel like there was a lot that you gaydar? Oh, this person's gay, but they're not coming out.
Oh, so many I knew. Like even to this day, but
Right.
But to this day, there's only been 2 players in North America come out. Me and another one.
Really?
On the men's side of the sport, women have a lot,
Right.
But a lot of representation. But on the men's side, there's only been 2 in North America.
And what team does Adrian Malouf own? Kings,
Kings.
right? Oh, the Kings, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our friend
cool.
Adrian Malouf, she won what's the trophy thing she won? The big trophy?
Stanley Cup.
That.
Something.
Yeah. I didn't realize she owned the Kings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a big diamond ring. You know,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they were
They got
she was
that
showing
huge
us they were
ring.
taking pictures of the
Yeah.
Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Very cool, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
Yeah.
that's like the oldest trophy in sports.
Did your team?
Okay.
What team were you
I
playing
played
on?
just below so I was supposed to go to the NHL. I was like on that track, but because of the injuries I was having and the depression, I just I missed so many seasons.
Okay.
So I ended up playing just below that, and then I went to Europe and played professionally in Europe.
Where did you play in Europe?
I was in Holland actually.
Oh.
I lived in Rotterdam.
Oh wow!
Oh,
where
my
I got
God.
robbed.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
actually got robbed in Amsterdam. They found them in Rotterdam.
So I lived in Rotterdam, played for The Hague, and then I
Okay.
was all over the U.S. and in Canada.
Were you gay in Rotterdam?
No.
What?
You were still
That's
not.
the best
I was
place
dating.
to be gay.
I
They're
know.
so
I was
hot.
like, I know, and they're my fiance's Dutch, and like I'm a sucker for a
They're
Dutch
the
guy.
hottest guys
I know.
in Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
And Belgium.
I mean,
I'm
when
so
we
mad at
were there,
myself.
I
And
said
Germany.
I couldn't
German.
stop looking at everybody because I was like,
Oh.
babe, they could all be your cousins and sisters and brothers.
yeah.
I go,
Are you? What,
I'm German.
German.
I was like, oh my God, you guys look like carbon copies of each other. Like it's
True.
insane.
It's true. It's
He
true. And
was
I'm a,
laughing because they all look like your brother.
I swear to God, they all look like you.
and
I'm like,
I'm
I
a
can't stop
sucker for
looking.
the blonde hair, blue eyes. I can just.
Is your fiance blonde, blue?
Yeah. I'll show you him out. You'll be
Okay.
like, oh,
So
yeah.
is mine.
Yeah.
Former Versace
Oh my
model.
God.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And what does he do?
He works for Cartier.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's in more of the fashion world,
Like
and
the
all that.
luxury brands.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So
Okay.
But for you to be able to be that person that other individuals could look at and
Yeah.
aspire to say it's okay, whether you're gay or straight, you're doing your sport, you played a game, you play to win, obviously, but the personal side of you is very different. It's who you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
two things can be true
Like-
simultaneously.
and just like no different than a guy in the locker room might be into brunettes,
Yeah.
or might be into blondes, or
Right.
might be into this, that, or the other. I
Who
happen to be
was
into guys.
who would have been if there was somebody on your team who would have wanted you to be with? Who would you end up with? Who was that person that you thought to yourself, if that guy comes into this locker room again,
Shower
my God,
room
I'm gonna have to
scene.
walk out. I can't do it. Like
you know
this
what's weird?
one person
So when I was playing,
Yeah.
I would never allow myself to go there.
to see that.
Yeah, because if you go there,
You have an erection in the locker room.
well, that and also, but you also know all the dirty shit they do.
Right.
You know everything they're doing. But in hindsight, looking back today,
Yeah.
Okay,
there's about 3 that I think back and I go,
I should have hit that.
yeah, maybe 5.
Oh, great!
Any
That's
that-
the whole team.
Any that you thought were gay that have now come out since?
Nobody.
Really?
Do you think any of them are and are still suppressing
Oh, yeah. There's even players I played against, players.
Yeah.
that you know?
Yeah.
So since
there's-
you've come
there's guys
out-
with wives that I've been told, like,
But since you've come out, do they then reach out to you in a different way, or at least in comfort to know that they know, it's okay that you both know, but nobody else has to know?
you know what? The ones who I've suspected push further away.
Because
I
they
think-
don't want you to have to connect with that.
And I'm so public.
Yeah.
And the work I do now is so public.
So if they're seen with you, then that's gonna.
they're afraid, and which is
The
fucked up. Like,
affiliation.
why can't a straight guy and a gay guy be friends?
Yeah,
but
of
it's, I think it's because they're
Insecurities.
they're struggling with who they are. They can't admit it to themselves, so then they push away.
I
from,
get it.
And
When you came out publicly, what prompted you to come out as a pro ice hockey player publicly to the world that you're gay?
so I came out just after I retired.
Okay.
And I was running hockey businesses. I owned 3 or 4 businesses in the sport.
Okay.
And I didn't tell any of my athletes I was gay. At this point, I was out in my private life, but I wasn't out in the hockey world.
Got it.
And
But did they know or no?
Well, a hockey mom calls me one day and
Okay.
she goes, Brock, I want to set you up on a date. And I went, oh, fuck. Like, what do I do? What do I say? How do I get out of
Yeah,
this?
but how did you know it was going to be a guy? Why wouldn't you think it was a guy? How about it was a girl?
It's probably a girl.
I thought it was a girl. So
Yeah.
I was panicked
Yeah.
because I was
Oh.
like, how do I get out of
because
this without her
I
figuring
don't
out?
want to
Right.
go
I
out
don't
with
want
a girl.
her to know,
Yeah.
and I don't want to go on a date with this woman, and I'm not dating anyone. She knows I'm single, so like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
But then I started to wonder what she thought my type was.
Yeah.
So I asked her, I go, what's her name?
Yeah.
And she said, Steve.
That's exactly your type.
Yeah, well, he wasn't though.
Well,
so-
but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I came to find out all my athletes knew I was gay, and then
Right.
I started watching their behaviors. And I started to notice they apologize to me anytime they'd say something homophobic, and then I thought maybe we're
Their
creating a
consciousness.
shift. Yeah,
Right.
But then I thought, or maybe they just like me, because you can like one gay person, not like gay people, and then one day I wasn't there, and I had a sprint coach working with some athletes on a track. And at the end of the workout, he told me I had 10 more sprints. And a younger player looked at the sprint coach and goes, "This is so gay." And then one of my older players was about to go play pro, looked at the younger player and said, "We don't say that here. Give me 50 push-ups."
Oh.
And then all my athletes, I was working like over 100 athletes. They were like,
you were coaching them.
yeah, they all started doing that anytime they'd say something homophobic.
Oh.
So that happened. And then right after that, there was the massacre in Orlando, Pulse.
Wow.
Horrible. Yeah.
And that moment really pissed me off. And then less than a week later, one of my friends was running a big LGBTQ plus organization, and he ended up on a terrorist hit list.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
For being, And I thought he was joking. He had a charity event coming up, and he's like, "Brock, I don't think you should come." I said, "What do you mean? There's an open bar. It's going to be a good time. Why can't I go?" Of
course.
He's like, the RCMP, our FBI, called him and said,
You're on a hit
he's
list.
on a hit list. And I thought at first he was full of shit.
Yeah, like what are you saying?
Because right after Pulse, all these groups are taking credit for Pulse, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
you can't joke about that, man. It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's like they have a picture of me online.
Wow.
So I went with them to the event, and I thought we got into an Uber. I'm like, we're going to die tonight. And there was a point in the night, I grabbed a drink at the bar, and I was sitting at the front door. I was watching people get frisked. We had undercover officers and security around us the entire night. And they were checking people for weapons at a charity event.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Like there's something
Yeah.
wrong here.
What the fuck?
This doesn't sound right.
And I got angry.
Sure.
But then I thought, well, you can sit here and be angry, or you can do something about it.
Right.
I slept on it that night. I reached out to a journalist friend of mine the next day, and I said, I'm coming out.
Wow.
And I ended up writing an article that dropped in November 2016. I came out publicly.
And what was the reaction after you came out publicly?
Like, literally, I thought it would be, all right, cool. Like, this guy came out in hockey, great. And then I'd go back running my hockey businesses and live this, like, life. I got over 10,000 messages the first day from people all over the world. I started getting calls from media across Canada, here in the U.S., globally.
Because you were the first, right?
Yeah.
First ice hockey.
Yeah. So, like, it was, like, attention after attention.
Yeah,
and it just didn't stop. And then I was getting calls to speak.
Wow.
Schools, events, corporations, sports teams.
Well, it's inspirational
I like
for
that.
everyone to be able to recognize that you could be who you are and still perform responsibilities.
Yeah.
But I also love that you took your platform as a celebrity and a public figure and did something with it.
That's been the cool part.
Yeah.
Is being able to then leverage that into like what I do now.
Right.
And the work that I'm doing now, because it's so powerful, and the things I see, it's fucking exhausting, but the things I see are so powerful and so cool, and the shifts that we're seeing happen, that I'm like, it's awesome.
Well, I mean, when Paul was, you remember, I don't know if you know Paul, Paul was in a hate crime a few years back. And I remember that when that happened, and then they were trying to prosecute the guy, he refused to plead guilty to it being a hate crime.
Sense.
Brock, you ready for your coffee read?
I am.
So, coffee reading tradition, Paul's going to look into your cup. He's looking at it now. Actually, he's blowing in the cup. He's looking at it. He's going to look into the grinds and tell you what he sees. And he'll probably have some questions for you, too.
Are you total opposites? You and Matt?
In some ways, yeah.
How do you see that?
In some ways, we're very similar, but in a lot of ways, like I'm a jock bro. He's a fashion gay, and
I got to see this guy. Show us.
I'm, more probably masculine presenting than he is.
Well, he's just being his authentic self, so
Yeah,
it's like whatever.
Yeah. But yeah.
There's an embrace. And I don't know, when is your anniversary, or what do you celebrate as a thing?
With him?
Yeah. Well, not with your 12 exes and the other ones from Palm Springs.
It was kind of a blur when we started dating, because I finally said, I want to date you. And then I broke up with him a day later. And then, because I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, I saw him in an Uber. I was walking out of a restaurant. I saw him drive by in an Uber.
Yeah.
And I went, but I watched him get into the Uber, and he was wearing these really nice pants. And I texted him, I said, nice pants. And then he cussed me out. And then I said, come see me. And then he came and saw
The
me.
foreplay is enormous.
And then he came and saw me, and he started like yelling at me, and then I was like, I want to be with you. And then we started dating. So it was around Labor Day, so we kind of used Labor Day as sort of the...
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's something that's going to change. You two are embraced, but either you're going to move somewhere
Okay.
or you're moving into something.
Right.
So which one is it?
Well, we're going to get married. So...
Are you gonna move when you get
Like move homes?
You're moving.
I think we've been talking about buying a place shortly, another place, and moving out of where we are.
in Toronto?
Yeah.
Because they already know where they want to go.
Interesting.
They've already identified everything about this.
Are you smiling?
They're
You kinda-
waiting-
this is true. You're
they're
listening.
No,
waiting.
it just makes sense.
They're waiting for you to catch up to it to say, okay. Because,
This is our life.
and the crazy thing is, if you were to say, I'm ready now, I think like this trifold would open up like a vision board, and then it'd be like, oh, here's a place. I just drove by it. Here's all, like, it's
Yeah.
exactly what it needs to be. And it's all set. All you got to do is walk into it.
And I feel like that's also with our wedding.
That's what they want.
Yeah. Because I'm like gone. So
Yeah.
I'm not picking a venue. I'm not like,
When is the wedding?
we're looking at
How would he know? He's just going
fall.
to show up.
Yeah. I'm literally just showing.
They're gonna
He'll
send him an
tell me what to
invitation,
wear.
right?
Yeah. No, but like,
funny.
yeah, no, he's, we finally found a venue, but, and I was there for it. But
In Toronto.
yes.
Okay.
Elizabeth
We're-
Taylor.
Our invitation. is gonna be in
Elizabeth
the
Taylor
mail, right?
got married there for the 18th time.
She couldn't get married in Toronto.
Oh,
They wouldn't let her because
Why?
she got a quickie divorce. There's a law you have to wait like 90 days for or something for another wedding.
Oh.
oh
So
yeah,
she went to
her-
Montreal
Her marriage is.
Oh.
and got married in Montreal.
Well, I guess that's where you're going to get married.
We should. But he's even done that with like he has everything he wants. He's got the whole vision. And it's I just say it.
There's something more that he's going to want. Does he want a baby?
We've talked about it.
I think he's already planned it. Named it and is cradling it. Because look.
Do you want a child?
Yes.
That was so convincing.
No, yes, but I'm traveling like almost 200
What the
days
hell do
a
you think you
year.
were going to do if you were there?
Well, help raise it. I don't want it to be like mad. No, but I'd want to be a part of the baby's life. Like I'd
Of
want
course
to be.
you would
Yeah.
be.
So, but if I'm gone 200 days, that's
That's a lot of days.
a lot of days. So, I'm want to transition a little bit what I do, where I'm on the road less and more media type stuff, so that I can.
You should have a conversation with him
Okay.
and tell him to take the vision board out and give you all the breakdown so that you can start adjusting your life.
Understood.
Because when I'm looking at the other side, you've been doing something for so long that I don't think you know how to do anything different. It's just not to say that that's bad. I mean, I've been doing this for many
Yeah.
years. Obviously, I wouldn't stay here for 35 years if I didn't know what the hell I was doing either. But more than that, you are looking for something new.
I am.
You are looking for not new in a way that it takes you in a different total direction, but something that you can connect with that fulfills you in a specific way, because what you've done is to give to others. And you're looking for something that contains you, but still fulfills you.
You're absolutely right. I've been in talks for like either a show or a radio show or something where I get to be more of me, and I get to like feel like what I've done has been incredible and powerful, and I get to do some really damn cool things. But I give, and I'm always giving, and I'm like, and now it's like, okay, I want to have a little fun.
Yeah.
I want something a little less like intense and like demanding and emotionally and physically, and
Sure.
so it's finding that balance. And yeah, that's
There's
absolutely
somebody in your life though that you had this conversation with, other than Matt,
yeah,
and that person has a plan.
interesting.
You have to trust that person.
Do you know who it is?
You're having a hard time letting go to trust them enough to know that it's gonna pan out for you.
I don't know who it is.
You do. You very well do. It's not an unfamiliar person to you.
There's one person that comes to mind.
It's somebody that's already, that you've had a conversation with, that you've identified things with.
This podcast is brought to you by Her Dat Media and American Media Television. Executive producers are Patrick Simpson, Paula Tu, and Pat Safford. Produced by Jordan Hill and Sarah Silikula. Shooting and editing by Jordan Hill. Music and theme song, Undressed, written and performed by Lionel Cohen, courtesy of DNA Productions. Artwork by Dominique Demetz, and hosted by Paula Tu, Patrick Simpson, and Little Snow White 90210. Remember to follow at Paula Tu and at Patrick Simpson and at Snow White 90210, and watch Gown and Out in Beverly Hills on Prime Video. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode.